Hey y'all, we back again. I'm Minnie.
I'm Maddie.
Andrea.
And y'all, today we are here with a segment on being single versus being in a relationship. So we want to know the pros and the cons on both sides. In the opinion of us, and if y'all want to share y'all's below, be our guests.
And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
Absolutely. But who want to go first?
So, I think maybe you should first.
Me? Alright, I'll go first. So, my opinions on being in a relationship, right? I love to be in a relationship being at the fact that I am a submissive woman. I prefer to be submissive, but I also can be alpha. But that's my single side. But when I'm in a relationship, I prefer to be submissive. So with my submissive comes with me being submissive comes with my sexuality and everything around it, with my comfortability and things of that nature. On that side of the note, when I'm single, I'm not as comfortable because you never know exactly who you are messing with. You never know who they're messing with. You never know the in-betweens. And please, we don't want to go be up in the clinic. So it's a little hard. And then when you all mixed up in the soul and the spiritual things, it's just like you don't want your soul catching on to the wrong individual. So relationship, I prefer to be submissive. So therefore with that, I'm more comfortable. Being single, of course, I have my own free will. That's fun at times. You don't have to answer to no one because you taking care of yourself at the end of the day. You crossing your T's and dotting your I's, so there's no one to answer to. So with that comes less stress. If you're with someone that's bringing on unnecessary stress, if you're with someone with not the same mentality as you, or maybe I just might be growing apart, or maybe it was a fling, who knows? So with that comes with a lot of headache and misunderstanding. So it's the pros and the cons for me. Right now I'm just on the single side. I'm learning different individuals as of right now. Well, what about y'all?
Okay, my outtake on being single is my money is my money.
Right.
I don't have to buy gifts or contribute to dates or make a date night necessary because I'm single. It's time for me. Period. That's my outlook on being single.
Okay.
Now, in a relationship, I'm submissive, I'm caring, I'm kind. I can be gentle, but I'm not really that much of a gentle female. I'm kind of aggressive. But I'm a very, very sensual person. So that's why sometimes I usually prefer to be in a relationship, depending on the circumstances of my life at the given moment. But either way, I'm more pro with being single.
Okay. What?
For me, I would go with, well, not really necessarily going with,
Yeah, it's just your
I
opinion
guess
on both.
pros on being single. You have a moment to kind of find yourself, date yourself. I would always advise that for both female and male. Get to know who you are. Spend the money that you think is probably like, no, it's too much. Do it.
Right.
Because if you were with someone, guess what you would do? Spend it on them. We all have been there. We all, especially when the holidays come, Thanksgiving, you want to introduce them to your family or friends. Let's talk about the dates. You are spending money. Women, we've all been there. And we don't want to be considered sugar mamas, but when we like somebody, we kind of just know. And when we got the money, we gonna spend bread. You feel me? Being in a relationship is completely different. It's almost like your brain and your heart is not necessarily communicating because you're doing stuff you wouldn't really do if you were single. You don't really know yourself, and sometimes you get lost, but it's the greatest feeling to be in that place. So honestly, I would kind of go with both. They're both really nice to feel. They give me both endorphins. But being single, you definitely have more money in your pocket.
Yeah, I agree with Lex on the you can have more money in your pocket, because once you like get in the mindset of focusing on yourself, then you're focusing on what's best for you with long-term goals that you have for you, and it's not more so divided with your spouse or you guys trying to catch up with each other to be on the same terms with each other. So I understand that note.
If I might interrupt on that real quick, going with that, I noticed that when you're dating and you're making future plans, you often, or maybe even them, might persuade you into doing something else, and you almost sidetrack what you were doing, though you were on your way, but you're trying to see them in your future, so you're building them
We
with
try
them in
to
mind.
incorporate them.
And
But as women get lost in that.
oh, I was gonna get to that. Yes, we do.
We get
Yes,
lost
we
in
do
that.
very often. We don't know that we're
Because
doing it.
we nurture more than males do.
We change.
Mm-hmm.
But not only that, right? We get lost in that because now, once we get in a relationship, we get devoted and focused
Right.
on the relationship. So now all the goals, or a lot of the goals that we had, are not our main focus, our main priority, and things of that nature. So we probably put it on the back burner or put it to the side. Like we doing it, but just not as driven, not as focused, you know. So you might not focus as strong or as consistent as you would do while single, because I feel that I can vouch for a lot of females that we're more focused and more content on our satisfaction, our happiness, and the things that we want longevity when we're single. Because now we focus on what we want and not trying to incorporate, does he want it? Hey, I want to move. Do he want to move? Hey, I want to buy a house. Do he want to buy a house? Like, it's just all wrapped in one. But yeah.
And to add to what she just said, oh, Ty, you want to jump in real fast? Because if you want to jump in, you can jump in.
Yes.
I was gonna say,
I got a couple.
right here, bro.
You know.
Right here. We can see you.
Special guest, you feel me?
What's up?
Listen, right? There's a lot of pros and cons
Mm-hmm.
about being in a relationship and being single.
Right.
I'm gonna just start with cons. You know, you gotta get the bad. Cons of being single. Honestly, when you start to get past the relationship and everything, you start to breathe a little. It's not really a lot of cons, but as I can say, sometimes you would want to, I don't want to say vibe with a person. You don't necessarily have to be in a relationship, but just having a connection with somebody else sometimes just, I don't know, brightens your head in a sense. You feel me? And cons of being in a relationship. Sometimes you gotta either portray that you don't have emotions to certain things, or you have to react a certain way for somebody to feel a certain way. And it sometimes gets you lost and you start to believe that you honestly feel this way about these things until you get home to yourself and just honestly think and realize, I still really don't give a hell.
Yeah. Well, I still really don't agree with those actions and things like that.
Right.
So I understand that.
So that's really my cons. I'll be back later with the pros.
Alright, bro. Well, thanks for chiming in. But yes, y'all. Lex is over here dying. Alright, y'all. So, thanks for being here on pros and cons of being in a relationship versus single. We'll definitely be back with another segment because this one was a little bit crazy.
Yeah, have a good Friday.
Thanks.